everyone. This is Natalie McQueen with Become an Author podcast. I hope everyone had a fabulous Thanksgiving and got lots of turkey and whatever else was served with it. Probably ate too much and had to take a little nap. But hopefully you're back on track now and ready to roll. I'm here with my co-host, Jessie Bowen. Hey, Jessie, how's it going?
Hey, Natalie, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Did you have a wonderful Thanksgiving?
I did. It was great. Had family over. Really just had a great time. It's been a blessed year. So many great things have happened, and you got to knock on some wood or something.
Exactly.
And we know it's going to continue because we're positive people, and that Elite Publications and Gifts of Legacy, we know it's all about moving everything forward into a positive place.
Absolutely. Cheers to that. Well, so we've got a lot to talk about today. So thinking about, at the end of the year, people are like counting down, reflecting on the past year, how things were, and starting to set goals for next year. Do you know anything about goal setting, Jessie?
Well, maybe hey, Natalie, I wrote the book on it. So, so my book is titled Goal Setting, Fundamental Keys to Success. And, but that's really it. If you're going to be successful, then you have to have goals.
Absolutely.
You have to have goals, and you have to apply those things into the vision of what it is that you want to achieve, whether it's writing your book, running your business, building a strong relationship, whatever it is, goal setting has to be a part of it. And people that don't set goals, they get limited results. So in the publishing business, it's creativity. So it's about being able to be able to set goals. And that's what we want to talk about today is if you're becoming an author. So this is not just off the goals. This is anything that you're doing. You have to have goals that you have out there. And again, this is what we do is, from my perspective as a business coach and a corporate educator, is helping individuals and companies set and achieve their goals. So today, as we go into talking with authors about setting their 2024 goals, it's that time. If it's been on your bucket list to do, this is one of the best times to actually be involved in publishing a book or being in the publishing business.
That's for sure. I love that quote. Now I got to get it right. If you don't plan, you plan to fail.
That's right. That's exactly right.
If you're an author, or maybe you're not an author yet, and you're thinking about, should I do a book? Well, we've talked over and over the benefits of doing a book. If you have a business, to stand out, to make yourself be seen as the expert in your field, a book is one of the best marketing tools that you can use. We know that. So if you're thinking about, people say I should, or I know it could help my business, we want to really go over how to set some goals. So 2024 is the year that you get published. It is the year that you're driving your book and it's building your business, right, Jessie?
Well, that's exactly right. Natalie, when you first start off and you have an idea about a book, then you got to move forward, because ideas are like everything else. If we don't move on them, then they begin to fade away. You got this great idea or something you want to do, but you delay it, then it's not there. So you need to determine, in your goals, what is that you want to write about? What is your goal? What is your writing goal? What is it you want to do? You can, a lot of times when I'm talking to clients or new clients, they feel that writing a book is too big of a goal because
I was just going to say that. So many people say, oh my gosh, it just seems so overwhelming. And that's where we want to help you break it down.
Well, and that it's overwhelming because you may not understand. And that's the reason why you would come to a publishing company. Again, the uniqueness of Elite Publications and Gifts of Legacy is that we do all the heavy lifting. You don't have to do that. We take you step by step, and we make sure that that number one, helping you to be able to write. We have ghost writers, and if it's too much for you, ghost writers. But as simple as having a conversation. And we're going to be talking a lot about legacy books this year, of writing just your personal legacy book. Inexpensive way. It doesn't have to be on Amazon. You can do these things, but if you're in business, I'm going to talk about business first. But if you're in business and you write or publish in a book, your value, and again, that's what people look at, is your value. Your value is automatically upgraded because you're now becoming an expert. And when you rethink about who you are and your value, then also your financial value changes too. So, we're in this business. I love what I do, but I really do enjoy getting paid also. So
Right.
I've written over 30 books. And when you look at again, this is in the goal setting because you have to start with the end in mind. So if you're writing a book, you want to be thinking about, the financial end, but, you have to determine what it is you want to write on. I'm always in the goal setting. And of course, I held up my book. I got a book out on goal setting.
Right.
And, this book was published in 2019. So
Okay.
it's not something I just did. So I've always been thinking about goal setting. So do you have a certain book on goal? Are you a good goal setter? So you can write a book on that. So you want to determine, what it is I want to write on or publish on.
I agree. I am the queen of breaking big things into little things so nothing scares you. And a book is no different. So let's just play a little game. The average business book, just putting it out there as an example, may be, say, about 40,000 words. Now, for some people, especially if you're a business person, an entrepreneur, and not a writer, that sounds really scary. If you break it down, you have your intro, you have your conclusion. You really have about 8 chapters of actual, good, solid stuff that you're going to talk about. So if we break down 40,000 words to those 8 chapters, it's about 5,000 words per chapter. Now, let's break it down further. If in every chapter you usually have a story, a teaching point, or 3 main segments of your chapter. So if you break down those 8 chapters into 3, it's about 1667 words per segment. So let's break those down even further. The average person writes about 50 words per minute, and that's on the low end. So that's the non-writers, um, so probably authors or people that like to talk. That's what I like. I love to dictate my first thoughts and put it and then work it into a manuscript. So however you feel comfortable. But let's just go with an average word count of about 50 minutes. So those 1667, so 3 segments of those make a chapter. 50 words is the average. It's going to take you 34 minutes to write each one of those segments. So looking at that whole book of 40,000 words, do you know you can do your entire book in writing just the average speed in 13.6 hours? Do you not have 13 hours to make an impact for years to come? Do you know that as when your clients see your book, it's client retention. The other plumber doesn't have a book. The other martial arts school doesn't showcase their book and their award that they won. it really creates that differentiation, and in this competitive market, it makes you stand out. And so that's what I like to do, is kind of break those big, scary, it used to be called what, BHAG, big, big, scary, audacious goals. I think it was. I don't remember exactly, but they're not so scary when you break them down. And so think about this. Come talk to us. Say, yes, I want to do a book. Let us help you frame the book. Then set some goals. Find those 13 hours. Break it up into 30-minute segments, and segment by segment, write that book and make 2024, your best year.
And with that, Natalie, that process, once you write, and if it's too big, be in a compilation book, be in something that you only write a chapter. See, do you like it? That's why we have the Elite Martial Artists in America compilation book. And I know you guys are probably wrapped up your compilation book, but something small that you can get a sampling, but can be branded to you. And then you can decide, do you want to do the more? So, this year, I've written 5 books this year.
Wow.
I've written 5 books this year. And so, but I mean, the process, I have a system of doing that wherever I am or whatever I'm thinking, whether it be the Who's Who books, the action books, or whatever I'm writing, there is a system.
Right.
And so, just like, as you were saying, if you don't feel like that you have, the skill sets to put in there to that. So, hey, listen, call us up. We set up and we do some questions, pick up your cell phone. This is one of the best tools, a Zoom call with us, or our new system coming up where you'll be able to just, voice text your information in, so you don't have to pick up and write.
Right.
You don't have to try to think about where you're going to start or what you're going to be able to do, because this is everything that in our systems we've been able to do. And most people get burnt out because they set their goals and their goals are too far out there and they cannot make them. And then what happens is procrastination starts. Put a delay on it, and then it gets put off, about doing that.
That's so true. I mean, how many of us set goals? We're going to lose 50 pounds in 3 weeks. Then it doesn't happen. So you go get a bag of Doritos. Hopefully you don't. But no, for sure. Making goals that that you can hit. And even if it's realistic, even shorten it a little so you make sure you hit. You need those wins to keep you going. And talking about the wins, who knows if you hit or miss if you don't have an accountability partner? Get a writing partner. Use us as your writing partner. Let us know you achieved another chapter. Find somebody else that's writing. Join a writing group, and keep each other accountable. When they don't achieve their writing goal, call them on it, because that's where you're like, yeah, remember why you're doing it. The why really matters, because if you are not, if you don't have it in your heart to really achieve it, you're not going to achieve it. But if you know why you want to do it and you tell that other person, they can say, hey, remember you wanted to leave your legacy for your family? Do you remember you wanted your business book to be able to stand on stage and tell people how you work with people and invite them into your community? Those type of things will keep you going, even on the days that you may not want to.
Well, now that's the reason why it's important to have your goals. I'm looking, my goals are sitting in front of me. So I'm sitting here talking to you, but to my right-hand side, there's a whiteboard with
Yep.
all my goals that I had this year. So it's always in front of me.
Yes.
It's always somewhere. I'm sitting at my desk, 8 to 12 hours a day. But it's always there. And as I was looking yesterday at the goals I've checked off, that over 90% of my goals that I've set this year, we've actually hit. So when you are now looking at your projects, and you're working with Elite and you're working with Gifts of Legacy, this carries over. So if you succeed in one place, then that carries over. That carries over into your book launch. That carries over, into your course building. That carries over into your coaching. That carries over into your business. So as you're looking at different tools to help you build your 2024, success plan, you got to define, what does success mean to you? And how would this change your life? I know for me, it's impacted my life drastically and has opened up doors and opportunities in doing that. So if you're a little afraid that, I'm not sure about writing my book, well, think about that. This is what could be a great opportunity. What if you did something and it totally changed the rest of your life and put you on an elevator to the easy street of life, just by sitting down and looking at your own life and what you do.
Sorry. I can relate to that because I was publishing books before I had ever written a book myself. And so I was always saying to authors, get out there, share your heart, share your story, good or bad, because somebody will relate to you. And then when I ended up writing my book, I was a little nervous because I was always in the background. And believe it or not, I'm a little shy. And so it was a big step for me to stand out and say, hey, I'm writing my own book. I know I'm a publisher, but now I'm an author. And that was a scary place, a scary transition. And what I want to say to you is get over it, because there's good editors. So no matter what your writing ability is, you've got a good story. You've gone through life experiences that have brought you to this point. You have something to share. And when you share that to the world, let the editors, let the formatters, let us do a marketing campaign to show the world who you are and your message, but then continue to use that book to make that impact. And that's my point, was when my book came out, and even though I was nervous, I was getting emails from people saying, oh my gosh, I read your book and it has changed my mindset on legacy. It has really encouraged me and inspired me. I got a couple of those emails. I was like, okay, done. I am no longer scared. I am no longer hesitant to tell people, because I'm already making an impact. If it's, a handful of people or a room full of people, it doesn't matter. You're making an impact, and they will spread the news as you've inspired them.
And as we said, Natalie, in writing a book, just like with this book, the goal setting book, this was written in 2019.
Yeah.
But guess what? This book now is still selling. You know why? Because we're in the beginning part of the year. So what are people doing? They're setting goals. And then we look at, I'm doing some online courses. So the book is turned into a course book. So, when you're thinking about your little bitty project that you consider as a small project, you never know where your book is going to wind up. I was wound up, back in March, at American Express doing a training program for American Express on leadership and goal setting. But what are my book? What does it do? It makes me an expert on goal setting. And then you have your own psychological energy that you gain from realizing you have created success, and it opens the door. Even if you've written a book and that book is flat, it's dead, hasn't had a sale in the past 2 years. That's not a problem because we can work on getting life. If you have a goal that your book now is to have life, and maybe you wrote it before your time. Sometimes when we're writing, the universe, where we are now, we are in front of that, and then it catches up with us. So, there's all kinds of things that can happen creating success, not just the launching the book, but the financial success you receive from launching your book, but it's also the future success of knowing that you created a product back in 2019 and now that product is still selling. So that's really important.
That's a good point. Many people think, oh my gosh, I wrote that book, it's done, and I can't change it. And that's definitely not the way to think about it. You can think about as you move through life. Like I bet if Jesse opens up his book, he could go, hey, you know what? Since 2019, I have trained with more people. I have learned this and this, and there may be something that he wants to add or change in the book to make it an even better book. So he could do a version 2, or he could go in and change it and relaunch it as an even better book. So never feel if you've done a book and it's not selling, or you tried to publish it yourself and nobody knows you're alive. It's okay. We can help that.
Well, I think that's really, key for all of our current authors, people that are planning on being a part of our books coming up. And we do have some great things in the future that we're doing. And I know, Natalie, you've got your book series that's going to be coming out. So let's talk a little bit about your upcoming series and how people can get involved, some things that you've got going on.
Yeah, absolutely. We're making a few changes to add even more of the legacy part in the series, but I'm going to even jump to something that's even more relevant right now. Is we are about to launch my talking journal, and this I'm looking for individuals that can share a message of gratitude and have it live inside a book, if you can believe that concept or not. It's very unique. I've got the sun shining down on me today. And we make it a super simple process, and then think about holding that journal in your hands, opening it up and having a person giving you an inspirational message and asking you a question to think about what you're going to write about today, something in gratitude, right? There's so many ways that we have gratitude in our lives. So definitely, if you want to be one of the individuals that will be featured in this book, reach out to me at giftsoflegacy@gmail.com. And in the subject line, say my talking journal.
Great. And one of the things that we have going on is we have 2 books coming out in January, and one of the books came out last year, and this is the Elite Martial Artists in America. I think this is the book, Natalie, that we got 70 some credits in.
Right.
I think
that was the highest book ever.
Right. So again, this is the Elite Martial Artists in America, and it launched last year, and it was a phenomenal success. Over 74 categories that we placed in. I forgot, it was a high
placed
number.
In number 1, not just placed in.
Right. Excuse me. So not just placed in, but number 1. Number 1 bestseller. And this book here is not just written for martial artists. Even though it's called Elite Martial Artists in America, but because the book focuses on the secrets to life, the secrets to business, and the secrets to leadership. So this is a book that anyone can pick up and actually read. And then we had the women's legacy book that we did. We had the Cynthia Rothrock book that we've done this year. Then we have several other books in there. So if you want to check out some of my books and what's going on, you can just Google my name. That's Jessie, Jessie, Bowen, and Natalie and I both, all of our books and everything are up on Amazon. So we want to support you to be the best you can be in 2024. Become an author. This is a life-changing experience that you can experience, and it's something that continues. So, Natalie, I have books that go back into the 90s, and so that's legacy. So so that's something that's inheritable.
Exactly.
So those books are there regardless of what. So when you become an author, it's not for a moment. Your legacy and your books can be there, but we do want to put caution on, making sure that you don't sign away your rights to your book,
right,
or you're in a very bad situation in there. And to a lot of our authors, right now, getting your books before Christmas, you've got to go ahead and put your orders in. If it's on Amazon or either Ingram, that we have your books in. So you got to go ahead and do that. So, that's one of the things that we want to remind everyone. In order to have your books in time for the Christmas holiday, you have to go ahead and let us know. Or if you've already set up on your own platform, get those orders in now, because Amazon will tell you that they're going to be running behind for the Christmas holiday.
Absolutely. So one last thought. We started with food and giving thanks. I told you about the gratitude journal, so I really hope you reach out and be part of that. But think about when you were together with family. Most families, well, I shouldn't speak like this, but the family traditions that we have is when we all gather, everyone brings their favorite dish and we get to sample everyone's. Think about your family and those traditions and those recipes. Think about gathering those and putting them into a beautiful cookbook. It could be your family's legacy cookbook. And it doesn't have to be just family, it could be family and friends. What a way to celebrate and be able to share those meals and create them on your own, because you've got the recipe now. Even after that person may not be with us any longer, you can still celebrate their recipes. So don't leave a mess, leave a legacy, and get those book goals to us, and we will help you put them together into something amazing for next year. 2024 is your year, and we are going to be there for you.
Well, that is great, Natalie. And again, we got a lot of things that we want to focus on, a lot of goals we want to fulfill. So everyone, remember, everyone has a story. You just have to get it out. You can contact Elite Publications by going to our website, which is www.elitepublications.org, and reach out to us and let us know how we can help you. So there is a appointment submission on the website. Schedule an appointment. It's free. It's free. Schedule an appointment and let's talk about your project. We've done so many. We know every possible thing before within the first 3 or 4 words, we can tell you, about your project, what it will do, help you, forecast in the future and know about your project. And we're really excited. 2023 was a great year for us, and we want to share our knowledge with you to make sure that your 2024 author goals, that they're met. And everyone, this is Jessie Bowen. Remember the website, www.elitepublications.org.